Good.
Yeah. Here.
Shalom.
Shalom.
Right, first and foremost, we want to give all praises to the Most High.
Yeah, how by Hashem, Yahushai, by Hashem, Rukakadash.
Want to give double honors to apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. Want to say shalom to all the brothers, of course, the few sisters who are pursuing this truth with sincerity, right? The blessing of election be upon your house. Now, a righteous government is going to be established with the people on this side. Obviously, the Israelites in other parts of the world that go back to this line of people, but they're going to look like the other nations because we've been scattered to every nation under heaven. Okay? But right now, the kingdom that's ruling is being ruled by wicked people. You don't need us to even go into all the nuances of who the so-called white man is. People are in a state of mourning. You go to Proverbs 29:2, it says what? When the let's get it. When the wicked bears rule, the people what are the when the wicked bears rule, what are the people going to be doing? What state of mind are they going to be in? See. Let's get it. The scriptures tell us.
God, this is Proverbs chapter 29 and verse 2. It says, when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice.
The people rejoice when the righteous are in authority. People are paying a subscription to live right now. Think about it. That's what you're doing. You're paying a subscription to exist on the earth. If you don't pay the rent, you know, you out of there. And for you to live off grid or anything like that, this devil is legislating to where it's illegal to live off grid. You can't collect rainwater. You can't collect water in most places. And if you do collect the water, that's on you. They're spraying so much shit in the sky, the water fucked up that falls from the sky. So he's creating this environment to where you only can survive unless you bend the knee to his will. And his will is to do evil and to usurp the throne of the Most High by perverted means. Okay? So when the righteous bears rule, the people are going to be in the spirit of rejoicing. Nobody's rejoicing right now. And when the wicked bears rule, what are the people going to be doing?
God, Proverbs 29 and verse 2, middle of the verse, it says, but when the wicked bear rule, the people mourn.
The people are in a state of mourning. I want to go look up that word, mourn. We know what it means, but it's always, the little extra meat on the bone. So you look up the words. But a lot of other groups, they don't find the importance of that. Yeah. Which is why they can't break a lot of things down, which is why they go off. All right? So you look up that word mourn, Proverbs 29. All right? It's a knock. Okay? Sigh, groan, in pain or grief. Okay? In pain or grief. And nobody's in a state of mourning more so than the people who've been equipped with the wisdom of what things are supposed to be. All right, that's why the scriptures say the elect are going to be sighing and crying for the abomination being done in the midst thereof. Because this devil has prescribed wickedness, he's prescribed grievousness, he's prescribed grievousness. The whole infrastructure of how the society runs it tears you down, it wears out the saints. Let's get that in Isaiah if you still got it.
Isaiah 10. I got it. Yeah, this is Isaiah. Well, it's like, if I can make a quick point, I just thought about it because, as it says in Ecclesiastes, I forgot where, it says, he that increases in wisdom increases in grief, sorrow, and he that increases in knowledge increases in grief, roughly paraphrasing. Just going into how ultimately the men of the Lord are going to be the most upset people on earth because, we're in the know, right? Everybody else, they're mad because of what they can't pay their bills. They ain't making enough to pay their bills. Not only that, we're dealing with that as well, but we know everything behind it. Oh, he saw behind it, so-called white man. It's not supposed to be like this, as the brother said. So we really understand it. That's why the men of the Lord are so bad.
Yeah.
Right? Hell, even with how wicked it is down here, was it 2 Peter 2:7? Right? How Lot was vexed with the filthy conversation of the wicked.
Yeah.
And it was on a day-to-day basis.
Yeah.
Right. So ultimately the elect going to be the most upset people on the earth. So when we get out here, man, Jake be ready to cuss you out, man.
Yeah.
Because of all the Father we've been seeing all day as it is. It's like
Yeah. And also the men of the Lord, we know what the decrees in the society, what they lead to.
Yeah.
We know that all these decisions that are being made lead to death. You understand? We're not just looking at, they Shalom. Stop. We're not looking like, oh, they passed this law for kids under 10 years old to get their sex changed. We know what that leads to. Because what happens? You got those kids that's fucked up. They gonna grow up with a completely perverted mindset, and it only grows. It gets worse and worse, and people get further and further from the time. And to do that, only needs some structure. To see what the decrees and the setup leads to. We're not just looking at it like that's easy. We like, no, this is gonna just continue to grow and get even more dark.
Yeah.
You understand? And that's what was happening during the time of Enoch. Go ahead and get him out of there because it was just like, damn, this is getting too dark. Take Enoch out of there. That's what's going to happen with the election this time. We're going to be taken out of the way before the destruction goes forward. See? You got it. You better read that.
God. This is Isaiah chapter 10 and verse 1. He says, woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees and their right grievousness which they have prescribed. Like to turn aside the needy from judgment and to take away the right from the poor of my people, that widows may be their prey and that they may rob the fatherless.
So the way this infrastructure, the way the judicial system is set up here, the way international law is set up, it basically extorts. It extorts the people that are innocent, that are in need. It puts them in a bind. And what does it do? It rewards the people who are moving in a wicked way. It rewards those extortioners of the earth. Again, I made the statement at the beginning of the camp. You're basically paying a subscription to live here. You're paying a subscription to exist. And if you miss that subscription, you're going to be out of there. You're going to be on the sidewalk when they sign. And they pass a law so they can throw these people in jail. And do Lord knows what with it. He's literally putting you in a condition to where you actually have to serve. But the elect are going to have the courage and the wherewithal to resist. You understand? I see you over there.
It's Ecclesiastes 5 and 8, the GNT. It says, don't be surprised when you see the government oppresses, that the government oppresses the poor and denies them justice and their rights. And every official is protected by someone higher, and both are protected by still higher officials. Going back to when you read in Block chapter 10, it talks about the government, the rule, whatever manner the ruler of the city is, so are his officers, man. See, so if the ruler of the city is wicked, all his officials and officers are going to have that same mindset, man. You see? So that's why we see the oppression, all right, for poor, especially the so-called Negro Latinos and Native Americans, man. But Esau is a wicked ruler, like the elder got some woman that was going to last night. Here it is, this man has all the resources of the earth. Two nations only promised the dominion of the whole earth, man. Jacob and Esau. Here it is, we're in the fullness of Esau's blessing as far as him controlling all the resources of the earth. And this thing, look what you have, like whether that started out with, you got people mourning, diseases that are all the time, people starving. But this man has the resources and tools to where he can fix it overnight, man. But that nigga is not gonna do it. Why? Because he is that wicked, man.
He needs people in the state of desperation so that he can usurp the prophets of the Most High. You got it, brother.
Verse 9, it says, even a king depends on the harvest. You see? When you get into the KJV, it says the king depends on the field. But here it is, this nigga's polluting the field that he has to eat from, man. He's polluting the earth that he has to breathe in, man. See? So that shows Esau really, man, this nigga ain't got it, man. You know?
He knows that really the Most High has dominion over the earth and the things they're in. So he's trying to manufacture his own pseudo field. That's why he makes the Terminator seeds.
Right.
The things that he thinks that he has control over, because he's like, I gotta get from under the dominion of the Most High so I can evade the slavery that's destined to. Yeah, so okay, no. I had one to back y'all up. So Psalm 94, Psalms 94:20. NLT. Can unjust leaders claim that the Most High is on their side? Leaders who decree, whose decrees permit injustice, their decrees permit injustice. We could go all day on this topic, all right? Talk about the pedo people, right, that wear small hats. If they commit some heinous acts over here, you know they get free passes to go back home.
Right.
Can they say that the Lord is on their side? We're pointing out to you that the rulership here is not in line with righteousness.
Right.
None of the rulerships work. The only rulership that's going to be in line with righteousness is rulership that the Lord says something to the elect of these people. Okay, you have.
Well, no, I was as you were speaking, I was thinking about looking at the war that's going on in Gaza. You know, people are being bombed indiscriminately, women and children. You know what I'm saying? Civilians. You know what I'm saying? You know, you got people that had to put their their children's body parts together just for a funeral. And you got guys like Vocab Malone. He's on the campaign experience in London. He actually went to London, you know, to talk about you guys there's a Church of Yahushua. But he never condemns the wicked and the heinous acts of the strong heads. He has absolutely nothing to say. And these people that go out and and they'll get lawn chairs and just sit back and just look at the Air Force bombing them and cheer like a barbecue.
The same way they would look at the lynch.
The same thing that they would look at the lynches, man. Right, which the elder apostle Tahar had brought out there. You know, you have a lot of people that's over there in Palestine that are actually Israelites to be dwelling in that area. In Syria, in that area, like the northern tribe. You know what I'm saying? But this guy here has absolutely nothing to say about it. When he does speak about the spawn hat, he said, well, they have a right to defend themselves. You call that bombing somebody indiscriminately, defending yourself? Bro?
Defenseless people.
Right.
That's defending yourself.
Right.
But he has a small hat underneath, and you keep that cane going.
It's very, it's very possible. You know, he was talking about these guys, Church of Yahushua, saying that they were saying anti-Semitic things. But damn, what about the rhetoric that's coming out to rationalize, unalive those people that's in Gaza, man? You know, the media that's coming out to rationalize, these various talking heads. Fox News, right? Guys like what's his name? Ben Shapiro, Shapiro, right? They're saying, hey, they had to bomb that hot. This dude literally said this. They had to bomb that hospital because Hamas was underneath the hospital. So you should blame that on Hamas for us bombing a hospital. Proof. Right. They don't have to have any proof.
Exactly.
Right? So these unlike righteous decrees and things of that nature, the wicked uphold, man. And that's just one facet of life. The brother was going into the Moism that they perpetuate on these children, which now they're coming out and saying that there's not enough children being born. So they euthanize the population. If you look at evolution from Jake the Breeze, like why would somebody allow that to happen? Well, to stop certain people from populating, to control the population. Well, it worked too well. And that's why they lie on the northern tribe and say, hey, they're just coming over here illegally. I don't know how they get over here. You let them over here. Because there's not enough people procreate, man. Unrighteous decrees.
Unrighteous decrees. I'm gonna read this again.
Done.
It's Psalms 94:20 in the NLT.
It's like that.
No, it's good. It's spirit.
Yeah.
It says, can unjust leaders claim that God is on their side?
Right. See, you got these guys claiming that Hashem is on their side. Yeah. Hashem, which that's what Smart has called the Most High. The name is on their side, on their side. And with that understanding of bombing people, and it's not only bombing people, but funding all types of abomination. The porn industry, round that with and put that in front of Pete, right? Who runs that industry? Right? Monsanto, she runs this industry. All these polluted ways and polluted food, who's control over it, right? But it's true. You can look it up and see the CEOs and the people that the investment houses and all these major companies. You can look it up and see that they're small hats. Larry Fink, the head of Vanguard. I mean, he's the BlackRock of Vanguard. He's the head of. Yeah, same thing. But he's always in meetings, seeing with Rothschild and everything. Larry Fink, okay.
which the popes, they kissed Larry Fink's hand when he walked to the room. That doesn't nobody asked any questions about that. I'm gonna finish this off though. Psalms 94:20. Can unjust leaders claim that God is on their side? And Netanyahu, he straight up said the Palestinians was Amalek. No proof. We gotta prove Esau to some called white man, and we do.
Yeah.
Well, they came along to say that that Esau done away with.
When the scriptures say he gonna be there at the end of his age. Oh shit. Again, vocab got a small hat underneath that Kango.
Hey, Jake believe that shit too, man. We had a Jake come up to us out the camp, man. So Ty started kind of getting, having a discord with the dude, and we brought up the Edomites. The Edomites was done away with thousands of years ago, 2,000 years ago. Then he got into the topic of, who was Herod's father? Yeah. Then we saw, man, he got cut. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of these Christians, they believe that the Edomites were done away with, man. You know what I'm saying? They don't understand. That's why it's key to understand prophecy, man. See, once you understand prophecy, all right, you can't be lied to, man.
But they don't got the spirit of Yahushua. They got the spirit of Jesus. So they can't understand those concepts. You understand? Yeah. All right. It says, leaders whose decrees permit injustice, they gang up against the righteous and condemn the innocent to death. But the Lord is my fortress. My God is the mighty rock where I hide. So the Lord is going to what? He's going to hide the elect in the day of his anger. Right? That's what we seek. We seek to be a part of that. I see everybody got precepts over this.
I read. It's Sirach chapter 14, and I'm gonna read verse 7. It says, and if he doeth good, he doeth it unwillingly, and at the last he will declare it wickedness. Right? So anything that Esau claimed to do, quote unquote, good or anything, he really did it pretty much by accident. Right? Because this is the borderline of wickedness that we deal with. Malachi 1:4. Right? And Esau, I mean, it's his work speaks for himself what the hell he been doing. You know, the chemtrails, destroying the home, right? Polluting the food. Like Esau, he don't even care about his own goddamn self. As you made the point earlier about like how like he gotta breathe this shit in too. He gotta eat this food in too. These lab grown meat that they make it. Right? He gotta eat that shit too.
He got the good shit back.
Right. Hey, if I can make it too. Once your Howard shop comes back, man, see and establish the king, ain't go, man, hey, your Howard shop's gonna fix this shit overnight, man. Ain't all this, bro, ain't no fucking way, like brothers before this, man, that people should be starving. You know what I'm saying? This man has the resources to where everybody can have food, man. All this land and everything, people can be farming, but Esau don't want it that way. If he can make it to people depend on him, that he has control. See, Esau knows that. That's why he's constantly. He's been burning up these food processing plants for years now. He's been injecting these cattle with these particular things and saying that they got particular diseases, so he can kill out millions of them. You see, why is he doing that? Well, because he can gain control of everything, man. Because he knows what he's about to do. He knows he's about to implement this technology, so he needs everything. He needs to heap unto himself everything in order to where everybody have to go to him.
Right. So he created a problem. Great problem, right? That's why you got the Food and Drug Administration. So not only, right, is the food fucked up, which is gonna make you sick, he's come up with these faulty medications to prescribe you that put off symptoms but that don't cure you. So when you go up to the MD, right, which the Rockefellers bought up pretty much the medical industry with the Carnegie family,
Right.
back in the day. John D. Rockefeller with them up. So that's when you started getting the pills. That's when you started getting smart surgeries. Push the roots of plants. It was ostracized and blacks.
Right.
So the food pyramid. So you were given that to keep you in this perpetual cycle of being sick and having to cling unto him. If you want an illustration of what I'm saying, there's a good show on it's called Common Side Effects. It gives you a visual aid of what we're saying. Show you how damn demonic that is to taint the food supply. And this law has been kicked out of over 100 countries in times past. We're always tainting the food supply and doing these underhanded tactics. Yep, usury, especially chiefly usury. They would that's when you look at your coin, if anybody got a coin. The reason why coins have those ridges on the side around the side.
Yeah, those. Yeah.
Yeah, it's about to get down.
I got one though.
Okay, yeah.
I got change.
Yeah, this doesn't belong to me. So you look at the ridges. You look at the ridges on the side of a coin. The reason you got those ridges, you saw that they used to trim the edges of the coin, melt the shit down and make new coins. In the countries they did, they used to trim the edges of the coins. So now you got the edges around your coin, so people know they ain't been fucked with.
Well, they've done that with legislation because they, at one point the coins used to be of rare metals. So you would have coins that would actually be copper, or they'd be gold, or they'd be silver. But according to the taking away of the silver standard and the silver dollar, you've had the taking away of that legislation. So they've flipped the coin and changed things with their pen ultimately because they run everything. You know?
Yeah, they find loopholes. Same way they do with the money, they find loopholes in legislation and laws to screw you over, basically. All right?
Like we talk about what is it called? Kind of banking, the fractional reserve banking, I believe is what the term is called. You know, where they cause this inflation and your dollar not to be regulated, and it can change over a period of time. So with the way that they bank now, they cut the coins in a
Digital way.
the digital way, and the way that's more. They don't have to put it right because they got the fractional reserve bank like a broker is going into. They can lend you X amount of money, or people, firms X amount of money, but they don't necessarily have to have the money themselves. Yeah. You know, so let's say, brother Malaki, I have a bank that I'm small. He comes and say, hey, I need 10 million. I said, sure, 10 million. Yeah. And I only have 5 million. You know what I'm saying? So I'm banking on him to pay me back. And with what he's been paying me back, I might take out another one person might come and say, take out another loan.
Can I go to what you're saying?
Yeah.
So imagine you're lending money to countries, right? Say there's I'm gonna use small numbers. Say there's $10 available in circulation in that country. They need a loan. Okay, you say, hey, I'm gonna give you 5, but you gotta pay me back 15. Right?
Yeah.
That's the interest.
Right.
There's not that much money available within their circulation to even pay you back.
Yeah.
So what happens? They need more loans. So always you're gonna get in a cycle where you have to keep printing for them, and they're just in perpetual debt. Now they become slaves. So when Nathan the Rothschild made the statement, "I care not who makes the country's laws," when he's the one printing the money, that was a system for them to put nations in servitude by lending them the money and giving those absorbent amounts of interest to where they actually couldn't pay it back. They knew that they couldn't pay it back.
Yeah.
But the people were just in a state of desperation. The nation in a state of desperation at plenty of times, but they said, "We fucking just need the money."
That's what happened with Germany before World War II. Yeah, no, America did that with Germany. They gave them a whole bunch of money to build them up, but it put them in perpetual debt. And the people and what you have out of that is people they get distraught. They want to overcome it, and they start to overthrow these rulers. They disobey the people, leading them to war and turmoil.
Right? You know, pay their loans.
And
Yeah.
going into what this brother's breaking out, that's where the whole term FDIC came from. Because, say for instance, if a bank was to fail, there's a guaranteed amount that they're going to give you back if you were to borrow a certain amount. Now, where War II happened, I believe it's World War II. 1 or 2 happened, so I can go off. Then it was a bank run. Right? There was a bank run. People like, hey, where's my money at that I put in? You know? It was like, well, we don't have the money. The money that you were putting in, we let this person borrow. Right? And the money that you put in, we let this person borrow. So all the money that people were saving in the bank was gone.
That's why you got a lot of boomers and people back in the day. They stopped putting their money in banks. It was like a thing back in the day, like, hey, man, yeah, you don't save, or you put your own money. You can't trust those banks. All right, well, hey, Who's the usual culprit at the head of all of these things that we bring it up? The small hats, man. It's always them. All right? But they're sitting around over there bombing, going back to Palestine, bombing those people saying, oh, they're the Amalekites. That's them. I thought that was done away with. What is it? All right, we got precepts. Yeah, World War II. I was over there thinking hard too, like, damn, which one was it? Wow. World War II. All right, I know everybody got something, so let's check all of it.
So Psalms chapter 7, verse 14, it says, Behold, he traveleth with iniquity, and hath conceived mischief, and brought forth falsehood. He made a pit and digged it, and is fallen into the ditch with which he made. His mischief shall return upon his own head, and his violent dealing shall come down upon his own plate. So yeah, I mean, this man has created this system to perpetually keep you in debt, but little does he know, we have the true riches because he's trying to keep back from us our culture, which are really this whole ecosystem, this financial system. It relies on us being dumbed down and stupid, us not knowing who we are. And when we come back to our heritage in a big way, it takes power away from these nations, ultimately bringing forth our power and us. We rely on Yahweh Shah, it has an effect economically, you know.
That's right.
But he's digging his own grave,
So he's going to get recompensed for all the evil that he's done. We out here to tell our people that he's going to, and to tell him that he's not going to get away with the evil that he's done. Okay? And that's going to culminate in the fact of him going into slavery. You go to Joel, the 3rd chapter, it talks about us selling his sons off. All right? So there's a justice that's going to happen, but it's not going to happen within this society, within this infrastructure. And that's what the majority of our people don't get. They're looking for the solution within this society, and there is none. See?
Job 13. But ye are just applied, ye are all position of no value. See, as you smear me with lies, as position, you are worthless quacks. It means y'all, these people who call themselves, scientists, philanthropists, they're really bugged out their damn mind, man. And all into really death, essentially. They use these fancy words to rationalize, killing off, a huge amount of people that they consider undesirable.
Depopulation. You got these herds, they come up with climate change and these ideas just to justify, like the elders going into depopulation, so that the masses are easier to control. There's a lot of people on the earth that you're trying to micromanage. That's why they want to put that part inside of you so they can monitor you from the inside.
Like,
They control. Yeah, go ahead.
well, not just saying before that mark come, a lot of people gotta go.
Yeah.
A lot of people gotta be X'd out. That's why we hear people like B Jizzle, the guy that made Microsoft, right? You hear him talk and other people talk, even like Kamala Harris, they say to the population, they say it's very slight. And they use these medical terms like inoculations to help, which is a basic word for the jab, keep my trip, right? To really cold, to really destroy people, that poison people right before your eyes. And they're able to smile while they do.
The people in the audience just clap. In the way they depict it to you, they make it seem as though it's a good thing. That no, this is gonna help.
Yeah. Now you got these dumbass bitches mimicking what the elite saying. Like some of y'all broke things, y'all don't even have sex. That's what it is.
Yeah. All right, but you know what? If you still invested in the damn nigga woman, bro, now that obviously
Ain't Latino woman here.
yeah, they niggas too.
They mad niggas.
They niggas too. All niggas. Anyway,
Yeah, hey, I
don't
just
need
want to say,
yeah.
this real quick, man. Hey, brother, we be out here talking about the nigga woman, the black woman. Don't get you a northern tribe woman and that's a damn fool. No, seriously, bro.
There's reports of that shit, man. But don't be doing that shit, man. Jake will get with it. I'm just saying, period. We ain't got to put it, don't be doing that shit. Jake think, oh, it's just a black woman's band. And get with a woman, and get with a woman, and then they just ruin your ass.
Simple as shit. Okay.
That's just light skin.
Oh, this nigga, that's Carter.
Come on, man.
He's under curses on all these people, bro. They all
Don't be simple, bro. These women ain't shit.
Yeah, there you go. All these fucking, not just the tribe, these goddamn, these heathen women too, man. You know, as long as they Babylonian eyes, man, they, yeah, man, don't get man.
bro.
Yeah, a lot of these women that are not Southern tribe, a lot of them feel like they doing you a favor by fucking with you.
It's bad. Look, with this truth, you gotta know that a woman has her place. If she gets, helps your life flow smoothly, that's her place. But you shouldn't be overly invested in her where you're pouring energy where she's affecting your state of mind or your day or your servitude to the Lord. Okay? A woman has its place, but you shouldn't be invested, especially here on this side. You shouldn't be that invested and care that fucking much about a damn woman.
All these women have the same mindset that you ain't shit.
Yeah.
Especially if you're a so-called Negro Latino named Mary. Okay? She feel if you looking like the so-called Southern, right? You need to know that. All of them had a mindset of Esau Edom that we need to be eradicated.
Yeah.
You look at these various platforms, they had the mindset of Esau Edom. And when Jake was getting shot down the street a couple years ago, you had black women applaud. You don't think the other women was applauding too? These women are your enemy. They had the same mindset of Esau Edom.
You got it by enemy. Somebody get that. You got it by enemy.
So, Lamentation 4:1 says, "How is the gold become dim? How was the most fine gold changed? The stones of the sanctuary are poured out in the streets. It's like it's poured out in the top of every street." Is the point. The precious sons of Zion, comparable to fine gold, how are they esteemed as earthen pitchers, the works of the hands of the potter? See, because right now, as we've been taken down, we ain't got no power in this place, man. See, we went from that gold to having status, you know what I'm saying, to the Lord bringing us down, man. You see, with us being at the bottom of America, man, women are attracted to power, man. You see, we ain't got no power in this place, man. You see, economically, however you look at it, however aspect of life you look at it, we ain't got no power, man. That's why women don't respect us, man. That's why it's gonna take for the Lord to come, all right, bring destruction on the planet Earth for these women to get their goddamn minds right, man. To the Lord to reveal who is true man on who that gold is. You see? But it tells you that, hey, man shall be here, shall make the fast precious they find gold. These are talking about man in the Lord. It's not talking about everyday Pookie and Tyrone, man. You see? So these women who are disrespecting brothers now, even our own women, man. Yep, they ain't got no respect. They ain't got no respect for us, man. They tolerate it. You know what I'm saying? It ain't to the Most High to show their ass. I'm dealing with this man that they can really realize. Okay,
The Yasmala made a video a couple years back. He said, until she sees you in salvation, that's when the woman will be what she's supposed to be.
Yeah.
When she understands that you're her access to receive salvation.
Right.
Right now, they don't understand that. So even if your woman with you and she knows the truth, tell her, damn, trust it. I'm not saying that this is, no, from experience. Even the women that know the truth, they really don't quite get it yet.
Right.
Okay?
They think they're doing you a favor by not getting in your way.
Yeah.
I'll let you go out there and preach.
See what how much is wrong with that? I'll let you.
That's
Look, bro.
fine.
Yeah.
Hey,
Like,
I don't say nothing. You go out there and preach.
Right.
you know, say that you should be thanking me.
Right.
You don't thank you. You know what I'm saying? They don't understand how they get access to redemption.
And they don't truly understand. They receive, they even right now they receive the protection, man, from shit that's in the world, man. You see, they won't understand until you know what I'm saying. Like the brother say to the Lord, for me, you know what I'm saying. Show who is, you know, snap, and then they ask them snap into a slim jim, right?
Until these women start losing.
Yeah.
So a massive group of women start losing. And that's when it's going to click in a lot of women here like, oh, he was right.
Yeah.
Oh.
But you know what?
Right.
A lot of brothers and women still ain't gonna make it because there's so much residue of wanting it their way. They still have little simple shit that they do. The Lord's just gonna get removed out the way. He gonna be like, let me help you out, brother. And he's just gonna get her out the way. Yeah, that may be harsh to say, but that ain't final.
Yeah.
Some of this is just that it's gonna be some of our affairs.
Right.
All right.
If it applies, it applies. If it don't, it don't.
Yeah.
Right.
Figure out. There's a lot of intricacies of this walk that you have to figure out for yourself.
Can nobody tell you how to deal with certain things as you feel like a female? You got a cool situation, you got a cool situation.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If you don't, then hey, you gonna have to figure that out for yourself. I can't tell you what to do. I can't tell you what to do. But there's certain things in this walk you gotta figure out yourself. Now, overall, most of these women, majority of these women, they don't see us as the prize. Right? They see us, okay, he a good man, he go to work, but they don't see us as this is the man that's gonna lead to my salvation.
So check this out. We'll go into the breakdown all the time of the elect with the Lord before the foundation. Our women, they could never fathom that there's men walking around that break the earth itself.
This nigga,
Right.
I think I do your underwear. I do your job. Right. You know what I'm saying?
Even if your woman being cool with you, bro, she don't see you like that.
Yeah, the same guy, the same guy that came in drunk as hell after chilling with the brothers. Yes, that guy.
Right.
Yes, help create the earth.
Helped to create the earth. That guy.
she and her, she like, yeah, all right,
Yeah, all right, bro.
Anyway,
Yeah, I mean, I believe there's some stuff I can tell.
that's the fine.
Yeah.
Bro, when the Lord really have shit pop off and then they get to witness that, damn, the Lord protect, like that's the block, like whoa,
Yep.
that's when a lot of them gonna see it. They're gonna be, it's gonna be a lot of women part of Wisdom of Solomon, the 5th chapter. This is he. Who we have sometimes is in the proverb of reproach. Yeah, for sure. Somebody got that just to back the belt up real quick.
Okay.
Hey,
God, this is Proverbs chapter 30 and verse 19. It says, the way of an eagle in the air, the way of... Yeah, it's like... okay, Proverbs 30 and verse 18 says, there be three things which are too wonderful for me, yea, four which I know not. The way of an eagle in the air, the way of a serpent upon a rock, the way of a ship in the midst of the sea, and the way of a man with a maid.
all right, so look, you gonna get plenty of advice, elders and brothers that have experience with women, but at the end of the day, you gotta learn for yourself. Okay? We can tell you, particular things, outlets to have, but you gotta figure it out for yourself through experience. You understand? So I can tell you this takes precedence over that by far.
Right.
If you understand that you keep this way above everything else, things are falling into place. If this takes precedence in your life, things are just falling into place. You don't bump your head sometimes, but keep this way above everything else. You'll be all right. Okay? Yeah.
Isaiah 32 and 1 in the NLT, it says, look, a righteous king is coming, and honest princes will rule under him. Each one will be like a shelter from the wind and a refuge from the storm.
That's right. Hey, that's the elect, man. That's the brothers make it, man. Whoever that they, that the Most High allows them to cover, man. Hey, they're gonna be part of that culture too. They're gonna be fine. You know what I'm saying? That's the goal. That's the end goal. You know, so you can't let the incredulity of this world, stop you. And not the hinge. I don't really talk about hinge. But again, you gotta figure out yourself. But even with the subtlety of your individual woman, she might show you in very subtle ways that she don't really respect you at the level as you think. You know what I'm saying? She does, or you would like her to. Yeah, that's fine. That's okay. We're not here to get praised on this side. And once you understand that, the walk is a lot easier, bro. You're not going to get the praise on this side. Not going to be appreciated. Not going to be appreciated on this side. You're not going to be looked at as the guy on the side. And you're trying to get those moments of fame really messes up your walk.
Right. You end up being a lion in your house.
Bitch.
Hello.
Yeah, turn up the sit downs loud as hell. Put on Pastor, I said Pastor. Put on Apostle Car. Yeah.
Hey,
Bitch. Yeah. I don't warm to you, Walter.
There you go.
Oh man, this is play your role because it's a game.
Take it on the chin, man.
It's a game. Play the game, man.
Take it on the chin.
Hey, if you in a situation to where you stay with your girl, at the end of the day, you leave her money and see it.
Yeah. Look. Just be in the mindset to keep this way above everything. Prioritize this, and then that should, whoever around you in your circle, they should know this is can never be in question.
right.
They should never be able to pull you away from this. They may not respect you or at the level you want them to, but the Lord gonna have things fall into place where they're supposed to be if you keep them from.
Right.
I know that for sure.
Man,
Right.
you got to learn to not let that take you out of your energy, man. Right. You know what I'm saying? Because that shit, like, bro, that shit, you know what I'm saying? It'll fuck up your whole goddamn day. You let a woman, you know what I'm saying, act and fuck your food up. With all that work.
Could have made too much of it. Could have
Right.
daily sacrifices fucked up.
Right.
Because she said some bullshit.
Right. You let that shit get to you. Right. You know what I'm saying?
They got that saying in the world. You let somebody take you off your square out of your purpose, they then become your master. A lot of dudes and a woman become their master. If somebody's able to take you off of your purpose and what you been put here for, that person then becomes your master instead of the Lord. Don't let that happen, bro. You're stronger than that.
Going back, Isaiah 32 and verse 2 in the NLT, it says, each one will be like a shelter from the wind and a refuge from the storm, like streams of water in the desert, in the shadow of a great rock in a parched land. Then everyone who has eyes will be able to see the truth, and everyone who is able to hear who has ears will be able to hear. Then they gonna know, all right, that we are the men of the Lord, man. They're gonna truly understand that when they see that protection, okay, damn, he's one of the Lord's chosen. You see, all the way up into salvation, man, being beamed up. See, it's like brothers are doing this, we coming into a time to where it's gonna get bad out here, man. It's gonna get real bad out here to the point to where the Lord's gonna have to send his angel, like it says in Psalm 91, to give his angels charge over thee, to keep thee in thy way. So we're gonna have divine protection from the times that we get ready to come into it. Once it's seen who the Lord is protecting, once it's seen who is banned on, then they gonna know these women this gonna happen. They gonna fully understand the truth, like the brother said. Damn, this really is a man. I'm blessed.
Yeah. But they gonna actually get what it means.
Right, exactly.
They don't really get what it. They look at you like the Israelite version of the church.
Right.
They don't look at you like, no, this man is going to rule the earth.
This is salvation.
This is how I make it on the chair, because this is how I even have a relationship with God. This is my Lord. They don't see you as their Lord, bro.
Yeah.
I don't care how much she believes. I don't care if she got the hair wrap and the fringes on.
And passions.
The Lord didn't even program them right now to even see that way.
Yeah, they're passionate because one, we don't have rulership, and two, what's ingrained in her as a child, dealing with the opposite sex.
The flock of the Lord's sheep are big brothers. That's just it. No? Yeah. Yeah, so
Yep. So 1 Corinthians 7 and 29 in the NLT says, but let me say this, dear brothers and sisters, the time that remains is very short. So from now on, those with wives should not focus only on their marriage, right? You're not here to be you're not here to be a great husband. You know, sometimes you want to do some good things for your wife, but overall you're here for the ministry. You know what I'm saying? When you get done things of that nature, you're here to when you get done the work and things of that nature, what are you here to do? You're here to preach the word, man. You know, that's the underlying reason why we all here was born. All of us standing right here. To do what? Preach the word. See, you know what I'm saying? He got him a white woman, he don't know how to act.
fine. I can't.
Because you gotta remember too, the Lord, look at the Lord had it to where Noah had that chance to experience his family. Look at him while he was in the ark, you know, and it's just like, dang, he really wasn't crazy. No, like they got to really deal with them as they seen the destruction happen, all the animals that surrounded. The Lord had it to have a moment where his family was in there, like in awe of his plan, or the will of the Most High came to fruition, and what he had prepared for was actually secure his family, man. So you're gonna have the Lord, and I believe this is faithful. You have an example with Noah of the Lord gonna have it to whereas your family, and those that possibly, or however it play out, whether they be saved, you're gonna have a moment of them being like, man, hey, water for you, hey, you to the poor, right? And we preserve. The Lord is with you. And I'm just thankful that you stayed in, you did what the Lord said, man. That's commendable. But right now, people don't see it, so of course they won't believe. But we see it, and we believe. That's why I say in Second Ezra, it points those out that do believe and that do have that treasure. You know,
That's right. I got something. I got something. I got something.
I mean, you get yours.
I got something. I got something. Micah 7:10. Micah 7:10. Then she that actually I'm gonna start at 9. I will bear the indignation of Yahweh because I have sinned against him until he plead my cause and execute judgment for me. He will bring me forth to delight, and I shall behold his righteousness. That's the time that we're coming into now, man. We're coming into to Most High is going to plead his cause, our cause, by doing what? By sending Yahweh Shah, man. Right? By ultimately taking down these various nations, man, and bringing forth the kingdom of heaven. Verse 10. Then she that is my enemy shall see it, and shame shall cover her, which said unto thee, where is the Lord thy God? My eyes shall behold her. Now shall she be trodden down as the mire of the streets.
So this is when our women come to the realization upon the destruction of this society. So you got guys who dedicated their whole day and their time to wanting to get the woman to see, wanting to vent about the damn look, bro. That's gonna have its time and place. For the men of the Lord, for the men that are auditioning for kingship, it's not that time for that. Right now, it's time to be occupied in prophecy, using our grace period to build up our faith so that we can resist the wiles of the devil. All right? So, guys that get caught up in that, and you're not focused on the right things. You're locked in on things that have nothing to do with the big picture of the mission. See?
Okay, I was gonna say, man, the only queen in society, man, that's it. They was set up until the Lord comes back in their curse. They still under their curse from Genesis chapter 3, man. Well, see, they wanting to rule over their man. See, they still under their curse. See, so that ain't gonna stop until the Lord come back and establish order in the earth, man. But that's just like a woman that say that where you know the whole neck roll, where is this Lord that guy? Whole fucking neck roll. See, if you really gonna see, man. You know, like I said, the vast majority of the stars are women, man. Who do you see on these goddamn videos making these videos? I'm no longer a part of the Hebrew Israelite cult. The vast majority is women, man. You see, because women had a problem with water. And these scriptures require you damn women to get and you bitches, because that's exactly what you are. You ain't no damn women, man. See, you shameless bitches, man. You see, and it's in the scriptures, the Lord, Yahweh Shema Shah, requires order, man. And these women don't want to get in order, man.
That's right. That's right. 2/3 of our people have been raised by these wicked women, so they have a wicked womanly vibration on them. Most of these men out here, they have a womanly vibration on them.
Female emotions.
You know what I'm saying?
Those are the earthly situation with the outlook or perspective of a woman instead of a man, or more specifically, Lord's way. So they don't take accountability. They evade any sense of criticism
Tissue.
in their attention whores. A lot of these niggas, they just hoes. They not shaking ass, but they still got their empathy of a hoe. Hey, that's my motherfucker. All right, so you got something?
Yeah, this is Isaiah chapter 13 and verse 12. It says, I will make a man more precious than fine gold, even a man than the golden wedge of Ophir, which is pretty much the highest level of gold, right? So the Lord, and it says he will make a man more precious than fine gold. Right, talking about that day, Jacob's trouble. Right, a man gonna be there, as the brother already got out. A man gonna be a hiding place in that wind, pretty much, because like man, it's gonna be shown in the day, man. Lord is dealing with men, right?
And you say more precious than fine gold, because when somebody's in the face of death, they don't give a damn about your gold.
Yeah.
All right. But being attached to a man of the Lord is going to allow you to evade death. So that, again, salvation. Being attached to that man is, again, a hiding place in the wind.
Right.
Okay? And then those men that are going to be a hiding place are going to be the governors of the world to come. We started off the lesson talking about righteous leadership is going to be established. We're going into the nuances of how it's going to be starkly different.
No, I agree.
Yeah.
It's just to go with what I just brought out. This is Isaiah chapter 4 and verse 1. It says, in their day, 7 women shall take hold of one man.
That's something. Hey, because if you look at the statistics, we have a substantial amount of black women that has been fired, things of that nature. Right, resources are dwindling. More women are going to go back to the oldest profession out there. Right. They're going to be willing to share men in that thing. Right? And a lot of these women that are treating men bad, things of that nature, they can be trampled in the street like mine. They're not going to make it. Right there.
But, yeah, just to add on to your point, because even when the time does come when they like realize, oh wait, we do need the man. Guess what? They weren't raised up on how to treat a man, right? They weren't raised up on how to treat a man, how to approach man, or none of that. Man, they gonna come pretty much how they always came, man, sideways, disrespectful, and all that. Because y'all, pretty much Babylonian women's gonna be cleaned out pretty easy, right? Just by the way you act, even in the time of desperation. Right, when you in desperate need of a man, you gonna come approach man. We gonna sniff you out just like that woman. Now we good on that one, right? Because in that day, man, we gonna have to pick it a little. We gonna choose whoever we want to choose. And to be honest, our brothers not even really looking for y'all like that, because during that time we're gonna be trying to get saved ourselves.
That's right.
Right, so it's like if you get on the boat with us, man, hey, that was nothing but purely the Lord, man, because we ain't worried about your looks like that, right? Shit, what can you do for me? Do you benefit me in any kind of way? Because dudes, even the 2 thirds, man, well, some of them, they about fed up with these women too, man. Right, so it's like if they fed up with them, how much more us? We been fed up with them years ago.
And this whole gorilla lotto, I don't need a man's spirit is gonna be going out the window, man. Women are so delusional, saying that they don't need a man, not understanding that it's a man that's protecting women's rights. If it's one other man stopping men from jumping on you, you gonna be walking around half naked, man.
Yeah.
See, it's men women don't protect women's right, men protect women's right, man. When your ass call up with 911, who show up? A man. Imagine a bitch showing up. It's over. Man, they gonna whoop her ass, man. Right? That's why you see all the cop videos of women. They always getting hugged, man.
Yep.
Man, I always gotta come to the rescue.
Yep.
You know?
I seen 2 dykes at graduation. They couldn't get up there, take the picture, and then a man, she had to get a random man walking by to pick her up.
Right.
And the person that was taking the picture, the woman that was up there was looking at the dyke bench that couldn't pick her up. Just like, damn, like you really ain't a man, you know? And it's because it's gonna show. And you gotta think about when Isaiah 4:1 hit, you're gonna see, it's really gonna be it's gonna be a slow burn up to that, because you're gonna have World War III and the draft coming upon it. So a lot of these niggas gonna be taken out. And then 2, we're looking at a financial crisis. And what happens when there's a financial crisis? It's on the magnitude of a Great Depression. You have men that commit suicide. Men start to turn to drugs and other things. A lot of men start to take themselves out, and women are just left widows.
Migration too.
Right.
A lot of these third world countries, a lot of men have left the countries to seek employment, and when they get to the spots, they don't come back.
Yeah.
They might have family things that nature. They're like, look,
I'm here now.
My bad.
This is my life now.
That's my life.
You seen a woman that with passport, bro. They're trying to set up something overseas, but they travel just to experience it. But then they're like, I don't want to live here no more. They come back and they're trying to get them out. So they're trying to get overseas jobs and work and teach English, teach a goddamn Filipino English, man. And then just and get paid. It get paid, you know what I'm saying?
They chill over here. You know what I mean? Or they work here, they work all here, save their money, go buy some property
Yeah.
here, pay it out when they're not there. They trying to figure out how to get away from these.
Yeah, for real. I don't blame
Hey,
it.
shit, if I wasn't in the truth, man, I would not fucking be here. Bro. I wouldn't be here.
I'm gonna say that.
Yeah.
Yeah, if I ain't had the truth and obligation,
I would,
Yeah.
I'm here because I got to do this work.
if any brother had the experience of going overseas,
Yeah.
man, when they see you, they treat you like you know, like a guy. They're like you. Yeah, they want to people want to take pictures with you and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's just him, man.
Yeah. For real. Oh my God, I can't believe it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Happy. Like, want to take pictures with these things, and they just come back here and you got to come back to this building. Once people come back, they're like, now. You know?
Yeah. I remember dude, I guess said his little testimony on it, how like when he left, then he came back, he said like he felt like even like on the plane ride back, he said it was like pretty much Babylonian women and stuff on it. He said he was just embarrassed. Like the whole way back, like man, I was just like embarrassed, like damn, like shit, these people acting like this over here and I gotta deal with this shit over here. It's like damn, like shit, that's why passport bros are flourishing, man, cause bro, like we good. But what about the passport hoes, man? You know that shit fail miserably because they realize once they go into other country, they can't act the
You
same.
don't want that shit. Yeah, y'all value is tied to white supremacy. And this woman's value is tied to the infrastructure that white supremacy.
Yeah.
When we step outside of that shit ain't cool. No, nobody you see the truth. Nobody wants to deal with that shit. And when the dude flew back to America, when he flew back and he started getting around more possessed because in the West, people are possessed. All the spirits that he saw them casting out.
Because they like, oh, you a liberated a man in another country from Dubai. He like, okay, a liberated woman coming over here to me. You couldn't get a man in America. You free, right?
Right.
But a man going to Dubai to get a woman, it's like, oh, that's some king shit. You know, it's the roles is the verse. Men don't like women that's well traveled. You know, women like men that's well traveled.
Yeah.
So the right. It's different. You know, it's different.
I'm gonna go back into the closet.
Hey, bitch, in Dubai, I got a quick test. I know somebody, relative worked in Dubai, and he was married over here, and after put his kids through kind of things of nature, his wife was like, she back right here, like, nah, I'm staying here. She's like, well, I can move over there with you, like, you stay.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm not coming too. What's that movie? It's the Harlem Nights. He said, yeah, man, I ain't coming. Yeah.
That was a mobile divorce. Oh, deal. Hey, because look, as a man, you got not a man here in America, but it's going to be changed in the kingdom of heaven. Things are going to be put back out. Okay? Let's get the Corinthians. Somebody got the precept in Corinthians, the order of the family structure. I was the head, I was shy. Yeah. We need to be in that church dancing and falling out, sweating like a motherfucker. But you read this shit, I don't know. Then y'all talk about us picking it. Y'all must have picked it. Well, got
I got it. This is 2 Corinthians chapter 5 and verse my bad.
But the rehabilitation of the family structure is going to lead to an upright society. Because in order for children to grow up and adhere to the Lord's standard,
person.
They have to have seen what it looked like. None of these kids, none of these little girls have a reference to what it looks like to grow up in a functional household. To be a woman. So you have what you have perpetual generations of bullshit, fucked up mentality. But that's gonna be fixed. Day one that's gonna be fixed.
Right.
You understand?
Be fixed by fear too.
Yes.
A lot of problems, you know what I'm saying, that we see going on is because people have access to food and to raiment, and so they think they're understanding, like it says in second measures, the 16th chapter. Well, I think that's a good case. But when all hell breaks loose, they're gonna understand the importance of a man. Henceforth, Isaiah the fourth chapter, the first verse.
Yeah, because you gotta ask yourself, what's gonna make the nigga woman be okay? But just, hey, just let me be called by your name. I'll do it. I'll handle everything. Just let me be up under you.
Not being able
Not a partner. Because there's a lot of women with friends about they think they're your partner. Bitch, I'm your lord. I'm who you answer to. I'm your boss. How you go to your boss? You know you got to be upright with your boss to get that paycheck. I'm over that nigga. To you,
Got more authority than her father.
exactly.
Yeah.
They be having them little on social media. He making a play for your daddy or your husband. These bitches are stupid.
Shit.
They be so wrong on their kid.
Yeah.
I'm thinking, I was the kid first, and then my dad, then you. You know, I just met you, bitch. You stupid.
Right.
You gonna get destroyed. Don't mix it up. Hey, you know what? You got it.
Yeah.
You go ahead and you do that.
Yeah.
That gets
But she happy because she got that 3 or 4 baby daddies, and she got that food stamp. But when they get to the point where them kids are hollering, she can't repeat them, and she ain't repeat her funky ass, then she'll be able to see what she wants.
right. Yeah. Shit. If the white man went to the cookout, I bet the nigga was gonna make the white man play first.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Because that's your actual man.
Hey, they say they rather be in the forest with a bear than a black with a so-called black man.
All right.
Then you had this one chick to say, well, if it was a white man, then okay.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. Hey,
But
no,
that's their actual man. Though.
hey, real quick, did y'all know when we start talking about women, how much demons started rising up, bro?
Yeah.
Did y'all notice that, bro?
He pulled up with the white one.
They put up screaming, there was this noise and stuff like that. It was peaceful out here. But when we start duking them demons, man, the demons started rising up, man.
I wanted to tell him to get his. Could y'all move down while we're teaching?
I already knew that he was gonna act like a nigga woman. He started.
Yeah, me and one be here, elder. You know, too. I want to definitely gonna tell him things like that. Could you move down, please? Teach. Like when you put this play here, you got the store the bench.
Ran bugs crazy.
Yes, red. Oh, that's what that smell is.
Yeah.
Spraying that like it's
Yeah.
I should piss me off. I'm sorry.
I had
Read that. Oh, you got something?
I had something to back up your point. So you said pretty much the only way for the Lord to get these women in line is through trauma. You know? And
Trauma
that's
is good.
coming. Yeah.
Trauma is good. You need trauma to know not to do particular things. Trauma will save you from death. So there's a righteous fear that an individual is supposed to have, man.
It says Isaiah 4:4, when the Lord shall have washed away the filth of the daughters of Zion, and shall have purged the blood of Jerusalem from the midst thereof by the spirit of judgment and by the spirit of burning. And the Lord is about to purge. Oh yeah, the Lord is about to purge the daughters of Zion, these women, through the spirit of judgment and burning. Man, it's going to be a lot of burning, a lot of calorie deficits, a lot of a lot of economy, a lot of economic turmoil, and a lot of burning. With these women, they ain't gonna have a man when it comes to reproduce, man. To have somebody take care of the house, to not get your door kicked in. Right. So hey, it's gonna be a lot of judgment about to take place, especially upon you women. You're gonna be easy picks.
man, just hey, it's more liable for a man to attack a woman if she's by herself, rather her being with a man. She's man. See, so a lot of these single women, all right, who got 4 or 5 kids by 4 different niggas, man. They by yourself, you big single, you can burn the bridge with all those men. But this shit when society collapses, man. And you gonna be a man, you gonna be the hey, it's a fucking bullseye with a goddamn light on it, pointing right at your ass, man. Right. You see? A lot of these women who flaunt their body in the gym while on this man, it's gonna man, hey, it's gonna be some bad time. I got something real quick.
Man, you get that booty in the gym.
Right.
And that BBL, you can't run fast with the BBL.
This Proverbs 20, Proverbs chapter 20 and verse 30 in the GNT. It says, sometimes it takes a painful experience to make us change our ways.
Man, read that again.
Proverbs 20 and 30 in the GNT. Sometimes it takes a painful experience to make us change our ways.
A painful experience is coming to this place to a lot of you bitches. Right, you gotta say it like that. A lot of females are not gonna listen unless it's a foot up your ass. And a lot of women, you don't experience it before, and you still ain't quit.
Man,
There's a lot of women out here that just don't quit. Legit quit. So that a lot of women, you want to be unalive. And that's going to be an example for a lot of women to get right. A lot of women out here get to get robbed, popped in the head, you know what I'm saying, stabbed up, put in the closet, duct tape. You know what I'm saying? That's going to cause a lot of people to do what? To want to repent, to have that fear. Because people only respect two things, money and fear. Money and violence. But that money is taken away, and that violence is, you know what I'm saying, it's ample. That's when people are going to want to fall in line.
Hey, that's the same thing. What is that? Smoke said in Sinners. You know, got to been all around the world. I see money and power. Yeah, that's what you know what I'm saying. That's
God, and people about to witness the greatest power.
man.
It's about to get bad out here. It's already happening right before people's eyes. People don't understand how housing is about to be a crisis. People are buying the houses. People are trying to get apartments. Stay away from mortgages and stay leasing homes too. Because in order for you to lease a house, you gotta have 2 months worth of rent just to get into that. Most people don't have $500 saved up. They don't have, you know what I'm saying, they have enough money for, you know what I'm saying, a application for a apartment, but not enough for to rent out a home. So you have a lot of these homes sitting.
Yeah, they'll put in 10 applications. In an apartment. It's $500. You know what I mean? But you know, they don't have enough financial responsibility to sit on some money because people they've been trained to not to get paid these things. People, shoot, the woman next door, man, she get Amazon package every day. Nothing that you don't need. No way. You know what I mean? What?
And then too, bro, just a lot of people aren't in that they don't have it, bro. Because I got paycheck to paycheck. A lot of people are doing that shit. I mean, we're not billionaires up here. Come on. But we ain't balling.
No. What we do is with this wisdom.
We do
We have at least we understand what we got. We know how to manage.
Yeah,
Responsible.
right. We know how to manage that. We can that. But these people out here, man, most of them, and then don't be a single parent. They're cutting funding.
Section 8.
They're cutting Section 8. A lot of people are about to be in straights out there.
That big beautiful bill got some shit in there for y'all. Talked about last week. A 1,000-page bill that, you know, the main thing getting that AI can't sue AI. Any AI company you can't sue for the next decade.
Yeah, because they make you straight likeness.
They're gonna be using your likeness, and then people gonna be out here getting framed. It's gonna be found out that it wasn't them, and then you can't sue, even though you got sent to prison.
And it's gonna be used to catch you during the kid drops up. I mean, that's something can let you know if you're a legal immigrant or not. You know, the face recognition, having your recording your conversations, you asking AI questions about how to get away from ICE and how to get a lawyer and shit, and it's recording everything you ask. So it's gonna be used against your ass, you know.
Right.
Right. So you're gonna be in the court testifying to your ass.
Yeah.
rolling that computer screen.
Man, I was on Copilot, and it just, it gave me some information I didn't even ask for. I was like, I didn't actually ask tell me that shit.
Yeah.
I don't know if y'all experienced that before. Yeah, I just got on. Yeah, it's another AI platform. It's a simple AI platform. What it's called? It's a bunch of actually it was chat GPT. And I got on there. And it's like, hey, you can do this, that. I'm like, I can ask you.
You think it know you?
Yeah, it's initiating conversation.
Like, hold on, nigga, you so judge me.
Yeah.
Well, shoot, the head of Google, forget his name. The head of Google that resigned.
I know you something.
Yeah,
Jeffrey Hinton or something like that. Yeah.
yeah.
Hinton.
What's that?
That's the godfather of AI.
Okay.
But I know who you talking about. He's a bald-headed cat with the glasses.
I know exactly.
Dude at the head of Google, he resigned because he was like, "Oh, we can't control this shit."
Yep.
Because when they was developing it, it started making its own code. Now, so code in a computer, that's how it functions. What it can and can't do. So you put a limit on it on the AI to say, "Okay, you can't do this to people. You can't cross the border." Certain things. The shit started overriding and saying, "No, I'm gonna do what I want to do." The AI, the super AI that they have, it even has its own language where it just makes sounds and it can talk to other AI
Oh,
to where it's not something that you can interpret. That's something that you can't. It's like, okay, this is out of control for me. So he resigned. He was like, I don't want to be a part of this shit.
right.
So he saw putting this shit out there, man, to for his purpose, but that shit even gonna turn on him. The Lord gonna put his spirit for that shit to turn on him. What's his name?
It's Garfield.
Gabriel.
Yeah.
What, the Google one?
He's not.
That's a
but
group.
Yeah, he didn't. Google didn't step down though.
It's a guy. It was a guy. It's a Google
I know
guy
you-
that stepped down.
yeah.
That it probably wasn't recent. It probably was.
It's like a German. It's like a German guy.
One of the heads of Google developers for AI, he stepped down. I'm gonna find his name after I think it's time. But the Lord's gonna have that AI turn on him. Even when they open that CERN portal, they said shut the shit down.
It's in. What's that? It was on.
So they get the one that okay, that's okay. Jeffrey Hinton is the one that resigned. Okay. So yeah, we got a interview somewhere on YouTube. You should check it out. He was going in. He was like, bro, hell no. But yeah, the Lord gonna put the spirit on that AI because that's just an avenue that demons can manifest in, bro. But that's not even gonna turn on something. Nothing's gonna go as he's planning it to go. It's gonna set things in motion. It's gonna happen, but it's not gonna go in his favor. So it's all gonna fuck up. And he gonna lose too. Nobody wins carnally on this side.
Right.
Okay, y'all got it.
And what AI is like the left hand side of the spirit. You know, it's like the left hand side of the spirit got an answer for all things. The scripture says he got the answer all things for the spirit. But see, he gonna try to put this spirit up inside you, his laws, his code up inside you. And that's where it's gonna fall. Don't pitch it. Yeah, see, man, ain't got no triceps, no traps. Yo, hey, these bitches been thriving. Hey, these lesbians, man, they look goofy as hell, man. No triceps, no
Y'all
traps.
going in.
Yeah, chilling. Ain't got no kind of bicep muscle. Yeah. But yeah, see, Esau trying to put his laws up inside you, man, and that's where it's gonna fail, man.
Job 20 and 4. Knowest thou not this of old, since man was placed upon earth, that the triumph of the wicked is short, and the joy of the hypocrite before a moment? Though his excellency mount up to the heavens, and his head reach unto the cloud, yet he shall perish forever like his own dung. They which have seen him shall say, where is he? He shall fly away as a dream and shall not be found. Yea, he shall be chased away as a vision of the night.
That's in 22, verse 20. Okay. Verse 22. 20 and 22. 22.
Jumping down to 22. In the fullness of his sufficiency.
When this devil thinks he's really about to enjoy and reap the benefits of all the bullshit that he's done, the Lord gonna have something for his hands. You got it.
In the fullness of his sufficiency, he shall be in straits.
Straight to pathway of difficulty. So he's trying to make things difficult for everybody else so that they can come to him for the solution. But he's gonna be put in straits too by the Lord. Got it.
It's like
Yep, just like Pharaoh. Yep, got it.
Every hand of the wicked shall come upon him. When he's about to fill his belly, the Most High shall cast the fury of his wrath upon him, and shall rain it upon him while he is eating.
That destruction gonna hit bam. This is when he thinks he about to take that first bite of this pseudo kingdom that he's trying to establish himself. Because it's all everything he does revolves around him trying to get the blessing that Jacob got. So just when he thinks he's accomplished what he set out to do, the Lord's gonna strip that shit from him. All right. So again, he doesn't win. So we're not even worried about this man. He's doing exactly what the Lord has allotted for him to do for this time period. That's all. That was it. I just wanted to let's keep going. One more.
He shall flee from the iron weapon,
Yep.
and the bow of steel shall strike him through.
So the Lord put the spirit of Venatine serving what to create that missile, to create that technology, so that could be the way that they was taken out. You understand? So he gonna flee from our weapon script and say, "Well, I created the script that blows the coal in the fire." So yeah, the Lord got this man in the trick bag. He think he's doing all these things, the technology and creating these left-handed demonic entities. The Lord put him in that bag. The only person we are to fear is Yahweh Shem Yahushua, because he's controlling both sides.
That's why when you read in Psalms chapter 2, it says that the Lord, they talk about, the child plans when you read the NLT. It talks about they trying to break them, they trying to break themselves free from the slavery to the God. Right, that next verse right under it says the Most High is laughing at them, man.
Yeah.
He that sits in the heaven laughs because he know that his day is coming. So man, the Most High, like you said, for the most Yahweh got this man doing exactly what he want when he want, man. All right. In order for him to, go into Romans chapter 9 about for this same purpose. I'm talking about raise up heroes that I may show my power. See? So the Lord raising this man up, man, so he can show his power, man.
That's right.
See?
This Moabite just came up and looked at us and said, "Hold up, cigarettes like we wanted some fucking cigarettes." He was like, he ain't speaking, but he associated with bullshit because Esau told him, "Bring me some shit." So
so we're gonna run into him and
like, oh shit,
cigarettes.
Right.
yeah, that shit was offensive as hell. Right? I'm sorry, I got offended.
Yeah.
I was like, hell no.
And then he stopped. He's like nigga,
Like,
dog. Yeah.
Damn. I'm sorry. Go back to. Look.
I have something.
Oh,
This Psalm 73 and 17. It says, "Until I went into the sanctuary of Yahweh, then understood I their end. Surely thou didst set them in slippery places. Thou castest them down into destruction."
slippery places. So we know this man is in rulership. Yeah, he's in power. It looks like he's the only way. But we know according to prophecy how he falls. That's a tremendous comfort to have. These people in the world, these Jake in the world, they think the only way we can be restored as a people is within this society. We know that's not the answer. And we know the answer that we're going to get is way better than anything we could come up with here within this place.
Right.
Okay? So these Jake, they don't have any hope. Their only hope is to cling unto the damn enemy. We can hope better. That's a blessing in itself. That's such a comfort to know that we win. Regardless of what it looked like with eyes in your face, we know that we win. We know that he's gonna fall and he's gonna get his justice. In that movie Sinners, man, the people, the Jake I was in there with in the movie with, they saw that the Edomites was two-timing, smoking stack. They was like, hit a barber. This is bullshit. And I'm like, bro, that's Esau. That's what he's supposed to do.
Right.
But he gonna get his in a way that we can't even think of. That's a comfort for the thing. I probably, only person in there that was comfort. That was I ain't worried about this like that. Everybody else like, man, they always. You don't got comfort being attached to this place. You don't got comfort when you have the mindset of a black man. There's no comfort in that. Got it.
Says, how are they brought into desolation as in a moment? They are utterly consumed with terrors.
The scripture say in 1 hour his judgment doth come. His ass gonna put on display. It's gonna be on international television. And he gonna like people gonna see him like, damn. That's why in Isaiah the 14th chapter, they say in the kingdom of heaven, they're like, this is him
Yeah.
that did shake kingdoms.
Right.
Like this nigga, look how low he is. Got it.
No, I agree.
Yeah. So we know the end of the story. You ever watch a scary movie like a fourth or fifth time? The jump scares don't do that to you. They're just like, oh, I know we get away at the end. The guy get away at the end. That jump scare when he pop out of the closet, it's like, oh, okay. He's talking about to pop out of the closet on you niggas. Y'all gonna be shook up because y'all didn't know.
Yeah.
We know. We know he gonna come down like a Batman spirit. Is it gonna make it easy? No. But we're at least prepared in the spirit to deal with it. Y'all gonna fold immediately because y'all gonna be in such disarray. It's kind of like when somebody, you just chilling and somebody sucker punch you. It's like, oh shit, you know what I mean? You were unprepared. We're not gonna be the people that's getting sucker punched. You know the problems.
What about Isaiah 14? They're gonna look on and say, it's just the man. Because right now Esau is boasting himself to be a god, man. See, he's boasting himself to be a god just like Pharaoh did, man. But what did the Lord do to Pharaoh? The Lord, man, when you read those plagues and how strategic the Lord was, man, you see, and how he used those things at those people. When you read the Wisdom of Solomon, all right, it talks about how the Lord used those same things at those gods that they worship. He used it against them, man. All right, it's they end up fighting because these people looked at Pharaoh as he's the God. What he says is you know what I'm saying? He's God. Whatever he say goes.
Yeah.
You know. So the Lord strategically showed all the Egyptians that this nigga ain't got no black.
Yeah.
This nigga ain't no fucking God. He broke the nigga reputation down, man. How people think about it.
It's like I'm talking about he blotted out the sun. They worship God. They thought the Pharaoh was connected with God. He was God manifested on the earth.
Water.
Right? He shut the sun off, fucked the water up, agriculture.
They looked at frogs as sacred.
Yeah.
So that's why when they came up, they wanted when the Lord sent the plague, they wouldn't kill the frog.
Yeah.
They looked at one of their guys got a frog head, man. They said that when you read in the commentary in the David Lucy commentary, it said that them niggas, the magicians really don't have. They have some type of power, but it's on the left hand.
Yeah.
But it wasn't power to stop it. They can only add unto it, so they was making the situation worse.
Yeah.
So when the magician was called to try to fix the problem with the frogs, the niggas only made it worse.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That reminds me of AI. Because AI is in power on the left hand side. That's what they're presented as if it's gonna be like safer to the world, like it's gonna help us, not help me. In all actuality, it's gonna make this place even more polluted,
Right.
decades,
Multiply the affliction.
which is ultimately the good of our watch.
And that's why, and Esau know that on the left hand side too. That's why he put in that big beautiful bill that you can't sue. For the next 10 years, you cannot sue any of the developers for AI. If something goes wrong, you can't sue.
If I could say too, because like you have something that's called like exponential growth, where like if you look at like a graph on a chart, and if it when the line goes up to a climax and it goes straight up, that's exponential growth, But then you have within the empire when it comes back down, it's that same side it mirrors on the downslope side. And you got to remember that, well, that's how kingdoms fall. But you got to remember how the Lord played Egypt. When Moses came up and told Pharaoh, let my people go, it was within a year where he was in the wilderness, when they was in the wilderness or across the Red Sea. So it happened where after those however many years of that kingdom being built up, it took 1 year for Pharaoh to be destroyed. Showing you that, hey, that exponential decline, it happened, and we see it happen. Since we came in the truth, we can see these prophecies start to pop off the pages more and more. Time is speeding up and it's going fast. We can see this man is falling. So the time is near.
The people in the morale of people is falling more and more. Taking this at an all-time high. 10 years ago, where it was 2015, it wasn't as gay as it is.
He said straight up.
I
didn't know.
Yeah, he said, fuck it, it is what it is.
You know what I'm saying? It wasn't as nasty as it is like there. Hey, 10, even 8 years ago, I know Y'all brothers have been around for about that amount of time. If you're not listening, you know what I'm saying, 5 years. The decadence in Israel. You didn't see all this decadence 5, 10 years ago, bro. It's like this knowledge was something that's very precious. Now you look at it, man, it's a free fall.
And you got all these wayward spirits that have came into the truth, and they using this as a tool to have carnal experience. To have carnal, to push the desires of their belly. You understand? And that's why here at Great Millstone, this is ain't no open air. Everybody come on in. Just sign this form and you're good. And buy your uniform and here you go. Yep. Because when you do that, you draw spirits in that are unsincere, that are not about the mission.
Yeah.
So when you look at these other groups, everything they do is to draw more members in. And they're not discerning the spirits of the people that's coming within their ranks. So you have a lot of just silly bullshit. You have a craving for mixing the world with the truth. There shouldn't be any cravings of mixing the two. All right, but these groups, they're about money. Heads of the groups, they're about money. They're about succeeding on this side. So you see a lot of that going on. Right. Then people getting what comes along with money? Demonic spirits. Right. You have a love for money. A lot of demonic things come along, which is why people get paid. Which is why, I'm gonna keep saying that shit every chance I get.
No, I ain't.
Because they keep saying that shit. They lie on us. And I'm gonna tell the truth about you. Don't tell a lie about us, and I won't tell the truth about you. I'm telling the truth about you regardless.
Probably should go into it more considering it's his month.
Oh, damn. We get cut.
Yeah, so I mean,
Yeah. What do you say? I don't know why he came out here. Already in the gate.
Yeah, but you got a lot of wayward spirits. Hey, they're attached to these leaders.
Well, that's how you know the judgment is about to be. Yeah, because everybody pretty much, the vast majority of at least the southern tribe that heard about it.
No.
The northern tribe, man, but they coming along too. There's a lot of northern tribes, so-called prophets. It's only northern tribe only. It's only Latino only. Native American only.
Right.
Oh yeah, they're out there too. There's a lot of them are out of resentment, out of resentment.
It's really what it is. That's what I can think of.
Right.
Because they know they didn't come in on ships. Some of them got sent back and forth on ships, but that's out of resentment because you got niggas saying, hey, y'all ain't, same spirits back to them.
Right. Saying all that to say that, hey, it's time for trouble. It's just time.
Yeah, we're tired of you niggas.
Hey, the Lord is more importantly, it's the Lord that's tired of it. We can't get mad as much as the Heavenly Father. Impossible. So when the Lord finally get fed up, man, it's about to get crazy out here. We see it commencing. That's why we say that we in a beginning of sorrow. It's spoken about here. We're in a time where it's about to get very serious out here. It's already serious, but even more blatant, even more. It's going to be even more seen that, man, it's pretty bad out here. More homelessness, more food uncertainty.
So we're about to start getting returns on our investment. You've been investing your time and energy, your belief within the Lord's mission. We're about to start seeing a return on investment as this society goes down. Because the Lord's going to be comforting us, keeping us, sustaining us in the midst of it all. So yeah, it's going to be tough. The elect are going to be sustained in the midst of all. Apparatus is our part of that number. So it's going to suck. But we're going to start seeing a return of investment physically. We see the return of investment spiritually already. The Lord has kept us from so much bullshit. He's kept us from self-destruction. It's knowledge that we, but it's going to start manifesting to where the ordinary person can see the benefit of us doing this thing.
so Wisdom of Solomon 8:8 says, if a man desire much experience, he knoweth things of old and conquereth all right what is to come. Right? Things of old and prophecy. That's what this wisdom gives us. She knoweth the subtleties of speeches and can expound dark sentences.
Hey, with this knowledge that we have, I'm sorry, you got it. Just knowledge that we have, we're able to break down contemporary news and filter through the stuff. you understand what's going on because what the scriptures say. And so we're able to look at certain clips. Brothers bring out certain aspects of the economy that's not doing so well. You know what I'm saying? The mindset of people, sociology, all these things because of wisdom. We're able to diagnose what's going on in the world. You become a spiritual psychoanalyst.
Yeah.
You can even discern the intentions of a man based off of his knowledge. Well, the scripture says if somebody's concerned with these things, this is the root of it. You become well equipped in every facet of conversation. With this knowledge, you can go into any room amongst any people and have something to add.
Spirit so bold, man. You can look at a motherfucker and be like, all right,
All right, no,
you know what I'm saying? And then how you, I know how this nigga already act. This nigga whole ass nigga didn't get with this nigga whole ass nigga.
Yep.
Yeah, that goes back into the spirit, man. Hey, then it's truth you learn to discern, man. You see, learn to discern the typical thing like a motherfucker.
Yeah, right. They call it, I believe, a Renaissance thing, to where you're more versed on in all aspects, in many subjects. Yeah. And this is what the scriptures give us. It's true education. This makes you a man of God, which is above a Renaissance man.
Right.
Because yeah, saying that that's the worldly term. Right. No, Renaissance man. That's yeah.
Well, that's who you want watching. You know, that's who you want watching. Somebody that can watch. A watchman has to be a meteorologist. They got to be able to observe body language. They got to be able to hunt and sustain themselves. They got to be able to possibly plant if they need to leave off site. They got to know math, certain, you know, they got to know angles to be around the corner, and you know, a watchman is very well trained in different ways, man. Like linguistics, they got to be able to speak different languages at the gates to let the people know if you know direction and whatnot. Like it's a multifaceted, multi-layered job, man.
Right. And with the congregation as a whole, there's no topic, there's nothing that can't be dealt with within the body.
Yeah.
There's nothing in the earth that we can't pull amongst each other to figure out how to do it. You understand?
Right.
You still have that?
Yeah.
Can I read that in GNT for you? Let me break it down. I'm starting at 8. Wisdom of Solomon 8:8 in the GNT. It says, we go to have one experience. Wisdom knows the lessons of history and can anticipate the future. She knows how to interpret what people say and how to solve problems.
And that's what really sets the men of the Lord apart. Because it says you can tell the future when you have to understand the scriptures. There's nobody else you can go to in the world that can say, hey, this is what's going to happen. This is how you prepare for it in the spirit. Yeah, you got just people with the understanding of the MMTV. We understand that correlates with AI.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And we're able to expound on what's about to happen in the future just because of the scriptures,
Right.
prophecies, the prophecies.
Yeah.
So, and as a man of the Lord, whatever's going on in the world, you should be able to, hey, what does the scripture say about that? We got a lot of people that notice, they know they're Israelite, but they can't tell you what AI leads to. They don't have the full understanding. See, to really have the spirit of Yahweh Shai, you gotta have the spirit of prophecy. So in Revelation 19:10, right? There's a lot of people who know they're Israelite, they don't actually have the spirit of Yahweh Shai. So those are things that are, you know, they can't really go into great detail about. Let's actually go to Revelation. When you finish that, we'll go to Revelation 13. Right. In particular, prophecy. Because if you have the spirit of Yahweh Shai, you will have the spirit of prophecy. Right. That's the biggest thing that you're going to be conveying out here to you. Right. What's about to happen in the near future? You all individually are going to have to make a point or a stance on who we and what we believe in, who God we serve. Is it going to be Esau Edom or is it going to be Yahweh by Shem Yahweh Shai? That's my question. And the indicator of that is whether or not you're going to take that MOCB. Yeah. But what does it say in Revelation, Romans the 10th chapter? How should they believe except they have a preacher? How you going to believe this word except somebody's break it down to you correctly? Because there's no proper interpretation of the scripture. Go to 2 Peter, the 2nd chapter. There's one particular way. Go ahead.
So, continuing on, it says, she knows the miracles that the Most High will perform and how the movement of history will develop.
So here at Great Millstone,
we make it a point to hone in on all of the history and how it played out and what it's leading up to. So we know the revival of the Roman Empire will take place. We're in the revival of the Roman Empire. And we know within that empire, a mark is going to be a benefit to the people to function within that society. Go to Revelation, the 13th chapter. It says, you thought if we got it, we can get it. Okay, you got it. Go ahead. Yeah. Okay, good. I ain't going
All right, going back, Wisdom of Solomon 8 and 9 in the GNT, the point you're talking about with the comfort.
to
It says, so I decided to take wisdom home to live with me because I knew that she would give me good advice and encourage me in times of trouble and grief.
Woo. So yeah, we're getting ready to step into a time for one of Daniel 12 and 1, Matthew 24 and 21. It's going to be the worst time in the history. It's going to be unparalleled. What's getting ready to happen is going to be unparalleled to any point in history that you can point to. But this wisdom and understanding is going to give us comfort in this time.
Very quick, in Ecclesiastes 8, and it's like Ecclesiastes 7 and verse 11 in the GNT, says, everyone who lives ought to be wise. It is as good as receiving an inheritance, and it will give you as much security as money can. Wisdom keeps you safe. This is the advantage of knowledge.
Wisdom keeps you safe. So again, there's much affliction that's about to enter into the earth. Okay, but how do the elect stay afloat during the time? They're going to exercise proper judgment. They're going to understand prophecies, and they're going to be full of faith, which grants them access to that spiritual protection that they're standing.
Right. You have this understanding in these times, man. Like the elder was saying, you understand prophecy, what the MOTB is, how AI, how all that correlates with each other. What to look for. The Lord put us and gave us an advantage over all the rest of these people, man. These people don't know what the fuck going on, man. They don't know what this devil is really planning to do with this technology, man. And he brings it forth as convenience. People are looking at it like this whole Google VO3.
Yep.
That shit is making street interviews that never happened. If you look at it, if it didn't tell you that it was AI, you would think that shit was real. It's making movies, so eventually this shit is going to replace every goddamn body. These actors, even these top Denzel going to be replaced by this technology. All these basketball players, they don't have AI basketball games, bro. You know, this is the shit that we got to look at. Esau brings this, he pushed this on society with convenience, man, over gradualism, and people don't know that this is the same thing that's going to take place at their jobs and ultimately refine them into a prison, man.
See? So you're getting ready to be made a complete. That's what he wants. Esau, he wants complete domination over people. He wants to be like the Most High, like it talks about in Isaiah 14 chapter. So the Lord directs the steps of him, right? Esau wants to direct his steps. He can't do that unless he has something in him. Understand? So we got Revelation 13.
Revelation 13, verse 16. And he causes all, for small or great.
So he calls it all, both small and great, regardless of your tax bracket, regardless of where you are. For you to function within a society, you're going to have to receive something. Go ahead.
Rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in the right hand.
Now that word mark, this is the importance of looking up words. The Bible was written in the Hebrew and in the Greek. Okay, so if you go look up that word, you get the word paragma. Okay, you got it?
Yep. That word paragma, G5480, says a stamp, an imprinted mark, says a mark branded upon horses of idolatrous images. And you get the root word karax.
Can I make a point too? And all these things, it's talking about something physical, man. It's explaining something physical. It's not explaining something spiritual like you have, particularly these Israelite camps who say, well, mark the beast, it's a spiritual thing, it's a spiritual.
It's sin.
If
It's
you
embargo.
put it in your hand, you raise your pledge to all this madness, man. No, this is explaining when you go into the words, like the brother said, that's why it's important to go in the words. It's explaining that it's something physical, man.
And you look, it said a mark brand. We're gonna get the root word, which is you get the real understanding. But when he says that mark branded upon a horse, if you brand something, you staking what over it? Ownership. All right, so that's something, a physical mark to identify that this person belongs to this individual. So if you take this mark, you're saying you belong to Esau instead of the Most High.
Yep.
So you go ahead and get the words.
Says the root word karax, a pale or a stake, a palisade.
Now, when you look at that syringe, it's a miniature stake or palisade. Okay, and that's what they use to administer that mark. Now, during the pandemic in 2020, there was one country that didn't shut down and just went on its own. The majority of the population is treated They have ones. That's how they clock into work, get on the train, and all that. So they're already ahead of everybody else as far as the agenda that they puts.
Right.
So there's no need to put them through that social experiment. They just can sit on the phone. All right. So there was no need to put them through that social experiment. You understand? You got it.
Yeah, that word palicide, because I just want to look up this word. We don't use this word daily. So it says a fence of wooden stakes or iron railings fixed in the ground.
Yeah, doing like this is white picket fence, in each one of those I guess states that would be considered Palestine.
Right. And even the Lord had likened the man being made from the dust of the earth. So somebody putting something in you, it's like putting a stake in the ground. You got to implant it the same way at a certain angle for it to be able to go in.
Like you heard about that mark.
Yeah. I mean, that's,
That's the other groups that they like to go into a bunch of stuff, but they not warning the people of the attack that's about to come upon. So they're gonna be ill-equipped. So we always make the point to go in there. So see a guy come on, especially if we got Frank on. That'll kind of let us know what we're dealing with. But yeah, we can finish the point on this. So that mark, you're gonna have to receive it to function with society.
I'm still in the middle of verse 16. It says, actually, I'll stop at the top. Because all both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their forehead.
And you can receive it in your left hand, and regardless of where you receive it, you made your choice who you decide to on.
And I've seen it for the first time. It says this is still in the root word palicide. It says a stake, by implication, a palisade or rampart, and it has in quotations military mound for circumvallation in a siege.
What does that mean?
So pretty much, I believe to camp around you, circle around you.
Like, so I'll parallel. In the siege of Jerusalem in 70 AD,
Yeah.
so to where there's no escape,
Yeah.
meaning you're put in a situation where it can't be evaded.
Right.
Hey, like the homeboy who came out like 2 weeks ago, saying how the military.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, they signed papers who like, look, we're going to experiment on you. He had the mark.
Yeah.
Hurt. Hey, he could have said no though. They might have sent his ass back to where he came from.
He got that Hellcat.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
I was in. Got the MOTV in your
Mama.
Damn. Yeah. And the Lord don't like him.
That nigga didn't get charged with rims. You know, all the back in the day, he get charged with rims. He didn't get the charge.
I think something that's so beautiful. A lot. His first thought was that the Lord don't like.
No, that's for business.
Yeah. We sat up there. We was like, damn. Yo, we was face to face with the man. But Balak, that's really the right answer. That's just all you really can say. The Lord just don't. Shit. Damn.
He might have been persecuted outside.
Right here. You're talking he came up and he was listening for like, what, an hour? 30 minutes? And he was listening. Yeah.
Broke down.
Now, AI, he knew what was up. He was like, hey, we started reading Revelation 14. We can't fit for him.
Yeah.
He started visiting.
Yeah, he asked if he could be delivered.
And I just looked at him like, what you got to say? Because I was just going to be like, hey, we just read it, bro.
Yo, you said say that. But we ain't read it.
No, but shit, yeah. You know what I'm saying?
I was like, hey, maybe you can have mercy on him.
Maybe, probably not, though. But he said.
Bug out.
Yeah, I mean, don't you? But you do. He had a Jake with him, though. He had another dude with him that didn't happen. He was, I need to hear this. He was excited.
Yeah, he was.
He was just looking at his homeboy like,
Damn.
And with that man,
Looking at his anyway.
yeah, that shit, folks.
Like how you said it too.
Damn.
Fuck.
Yeah.
All right, we can finish
Hey,
this.
Done.
Damn. What?
and that no man might buy or sell, save that he had the mark.
Now, if you can't buy or sell in a society, what can you do?
This
You can't
is
do nothing.
on top of that, in the consumer nation.
Yeah.
You can't buy or sell.
So
You can't do nothing.
Yes.
Even if you have some product that you sell, you can't sell it. You can't get resources.
Okay.
That means you're X'd out of society, which means you're left to die.
Right.
So, but the elect are gonna understand. I don't go to you for life. Life and death don't come. It will come from the Lord. We're gonna resist. You know.
Or the name of the beast, or the number of his name.
Yeah, man. So the elect are gonna be in a mindset because they already know this is coming. Then we've been mentally preparing to resist this, and we know that we win it. In we're not guessing. We're gonna be okay. The Lord told us, He assured us time and time again that we're gonna be okay. When you go to follow, then I can close out First Maccabees 2. First Maccabees 2:50. Read a couple of the examples from our forefathers. Jump down to 60. I know what it is.
First Maccabees 2.
You said 250, right?
First Maccabees 2:50, and then read a couple of examples. It goes up to 60.
God, I got it. This is First Maccabees chapter 2.
Now, again, we're going to be put in situations that seem, with the eyes on your face, it's going to seem impossible to escape. But we know the Lord always delivers us, even when it looks impossible. All right? So you out there listening, man, don't be in this spirit of doubt or wonder or the what if spirit. There's a heavy what if spirit in Israel.
You got time to doubt.
Yeah.
It's time to fight. It's time to fight for your faith.
Gird up thy loins.
You know what I'm saying?
Be a man. Don't be a whole ass nigga. What we been doing this for? To stand firm in the spirit. You want to be a part of that, as we see that vision, we applauded them that stood so stiffly for the name of Yahweh Shem Shai. You want to be a part of that number. Right now is the time to exhibit what that looks like. And the Lord gonna boost you up. You take a step, He gonna be right there to spot you. Stay there a little too heavy, the Lord gonna be there to spot you, but you gotta get up underneath the bar. You gotta push.
Yeah.
You know? He don't spot you though. He ain't gonna let the bar fall on you. But don't be you get out there, don't be a hoe. All right. You know.
First Maccabees chapter 2 and verse 50. It says, now therefore, my sons, be ye zealous for the law and give your lives for the covenant of your fathers.
Give your lives for the company of your fathers. This is a life and death thing that we fight. We're fighting for eternal dominion. We're fighting for the kingdom. So you need to be about, hey, I'm putting my life on the line behind the Lord's stand. That's it. That's the only people that's gonna win.
Right.
But that first go round, that's the only people that's gonna,
Those that have no doubt, those that so that
that's it. Ain't no playing B.
hey, there's brothers out there. Yeah, there's brothers out there. You see them, they go sit down, they say they sway. Yeah.
You gotta be locked in, man. If you don't feel like you're there in the spirit, pray for the Lord to increase your faith. Understand that's gonna come with test though.
Verse 51, First Maccabees chapter 2, verse 51 says, call to remembrance what acts our fathers did in their time, so shall ye receive great honor and an everlasting name.
We mentioned it last week. Things you do now is gonna be attached to your eternal reputation. With how you moving right now, that's gonna be called to remembrance in the kingdom. People gonna know. Was you a part of the elect? Or was you an Israelite that was born again in the kingdom? Fold back in the day. You don't want to be a part of that too.
I take being part of that motion system.
Yeah.
I'd love to be part of that election.
Yeah.
I just don't want to have to wake up to forever, forever like
Being the same, like man,
divorce, bro.
I was
Like, yeah, we in the kingdom, but divorce in the kingdom?
Yeah, ain't nobody.
I'm not trying to do it, right?
yeah. Like you supposed to just be
Like
like
healing your brand, start
have a flashback like damn. I was a part of that number that said no. I was a kid. What's the face? That's a whole that's worse than hell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, right there.
You're not good at
Hey, come on. Like, Rico. Yeah. was there. I was right there for it.
So the coach would have put me in.
Yeah, that's shot of mine, man.
Oh,
Damn. You know what? That's a worse than death, man.
In the movie,
Yes.
put it in. You want to movie, man? You know, whatever. Say, bro. Nigga did that spin. And that
Gotta
thing
get spit up.
you don't want to be movie, man.
PTSD.
Yeah. That's worse than death, bro. Woo. That see how that made us all kind of like tense up. That's a scary thing. Like, oh, we fear the Lord.
Think about Judas. Judas has forever has a bad name. Man,
Yeah.
that's forever. You know what I'm saying? That's hell, bro.
Like in the kingdom, everybody gonna be, that's the blood sing apart. But you still gonna look at it like, damn, that was
Yeah.
like,
I mean, he repented, great.
yeah, you repented, but the Lord told you to play that part. I'm glad it wasn't me. Yeah. You know,
I need to be.
somebody had to do that.
Hope it ain't me. All I got to say.
No, this nigga gotta do it.
God, back in Second Maccabees First Maccabees chapter 2 and verse 52 says, "Was not Abraham found faithful in temptation, and it was imputed unto him for righteousness?"
Abraham wasn't worried about how he looked to the people in the world. He said, I'm gonna do what the Lord told me to do. You can't be worried about how we finna look to the people in the world, because we finna look bad.
If it's taking there.
We finna look so goddamn crazy. They got this AI.
Yeah, don't feel good, brother.
Bro, we finna look crazy. The people closest to you that love you in the world is gonna be looking at you like, I couldn't believe you, dude. I could not. You said, I know you was. Oh, man.
They ain't got to make no AI clips for us.
They really don't.
Listen to what
They
we're
can
saying,
chop
bro.
shit up we say.
Yeah.
They ain't got to
Get
chop
clip
it up.
of-
Just play. Press play. Look, we just went in on the black book. You think that what we saying is something that's okay? The wisdom of the world. No.
Exactly.
Yes. The wisdom of this world is contrary to the wisdom of the Most High. So they don't write for. We ain't hard to find.
Yeah.
We just gotta be willing to endure.
Yeah, we gotta go through it. We gotta get through it. But the Lord ain't gonna put it back on you if you can't get through it. But then, he gonna spot you. You just gotta fight. Stay the course, man. That's it. But all our forefathers, they were put in situations, man, to where, somebody carnally watched them, but this nigga tripping. Hey, what did you think you finna go sacrifice? Where to go there? Abraham.
That was tough.
Hey, somebody called the police on this nigga about to go.
He prophesied too. Abraham prophesied. He said that me and the land will return to you. And he did.
Yeah.
And then he came back. He was going to sacrifice. You know what I'm saying?
He Lord, raise him up from the dead.
You know what I'm saying? If we said that today in this world, we'd be in that same asylum.
They're taking
Yeah.
you straight
Right
jacket.
up.
Yeah.
They gonna put your ass under the jail. Then you're gonna be on the news for weeks while Epstein on another island somewhere actually alive.
I'm sipping a pina colada. Right.
Doing the same shit he been doing. Let's keep reading.
First Maccabees chapter 2 and verse 53 says, "Joseph in the time of his distress kept the commandment and was made Lord of Egypt."
Joseph was called on breakfast. Hey, yeah, that's what happened. Yeah, he was in jail.
Hey.
And that ain't get cleared up till later.
I didn't do it.
He had to endure it. And I'm sure even back then, you go to jail for they probably looking at him sideways in the prison.
Nah, he ended up rising. Yeah, they ended up.
But look how the Lord favored him in every situation.
Yeah.
We're reading these examples so you can see that shit don't get bad. But it's also going to be good.
Hey, can you read that one more time, bro?
God, First Maccabees chapter 2 verse 53 says, Joseph in the time of his distress kept the commandment and was made Lord of Egypt.
Right. So that lets you know in the time of distress, the time that you're coming into, we want to keep the commandments. You want to keep the commandments during the check of trouble, man. You know what I'm saying? You ain't gonna be able to, you know what I'm saying? You ain't got no food. You ain't got no food. You see a goddamn squirrel, nigga eat a squirrel. Yeah, right. You about to keep the commandments during the check of trouble. You know what I'm saying? What happened? Look, you see how it turned out for Father Joseph, man. See, the Lord, like the brother said, when you read the Wisdom of Solomon 10, it talks about how wisdom saved all our forefathers, Abraham, Noah, Enoch, and it mentioned Joseph. It said the wisdom didn't abandon Joseph when he was in prison, man. You see, so wherever you go, man, the Lord is going to be with you this day.
The A's are gonna be major, bro.
Might have to skip. You might go a couple days and it ain't no lawful food available to you. You know, but then the Lord have it some kind of way that you have access to all the food. He's wanting to see if you was gonna hold out and be upright.
That's why it's good to fast now.
Right.
He used to. Hey, during the time of Joel, when there was a famine going on, Joel told him to fast. You know, not saying we should mandate a fast, but you know, it's good in these times to start fasting and get used to doing one meal a day. You know what I'm saying? Going with just water. You know what I'm saying? Skipping out on certain meals. Skipping out on certain things you like. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Right.
Just get yourself ready for it to be scarce at you. Because we know it's about to happen. It's about to be.
Yeah. And hey, when you're doing that on a regular basis, you train yourself to be more spiritually minded. Because when you separate from food and gratify your flesh, you're forced to be like, damn, Lord,
Start praying.
stop praying. Help me push through and get through. You're forced to do it because you're separating from the flesh. So it's a good idea. You know, to do regularly. I'm not saying you just fast for days. I mean, maybe you pick a day every couple of fast days. Yeah, I ain't saying you gotta go start. You gotta start something.
Yeah, that's one of the things you got to figure out for yourself.
Yourself. You know,
We can't tell you from brother to brother fast. We can't tell you to fast.
it's gonna look different from brother to brother. You know,
You know,
It'd be wise to
do it though. But you know, whatever you can do, do it.
you know, as the brothers say, you know, the Day of Atonement should be the only day you fast. You know, just saying that should be the only time you fast is the Day of Atonement. It's because you have to. You know,
Because that means you just a bare minimum fast.
you know, pretty much
It's just a-
bare minimum.
you know, not as we saying you're wicked and you know you've been eating.
yeah, you might have to build your faith up.
Yeah, it's something you should think about.
Yeah, you might have to
You know,